Thanks for joining me on day 17 of our journey through the Bible. Today's reading is from Genesis 16 through Genesis 18. And there's so many things in these three chapters. But here's some of the highlights that really stood out to me. The first one is, it's been 13 years since God made a promise to Abram and Sarai that he would give them a son. And they've been through a lot of experiences. They've moved. They've been a lot of places. And it seems to me that maybe they're disappointed. They're frustrated. They become impatient. And so Sarah goes to Abram and says, in essence, I've got an idea. Let's help God out. It's taking too long. So if you'll just take my handmaiden, Hagar, and you'll have a son with him. And so then we can get on with the rest of that promise of being a great nation. And what she forgot is that God doesn't need our help. That when he says something, it's going to happen. He's a God of covenant and he's a God of promise. And he's made a promise and he's confirmed it with a covenant. And so they do their own thing. Now, just to be clear, I am not being hypercritical of their impatience because I am the king of that. I get in the express line at Walmart and I'm like, this would be a good place. That's why I like self-checkout, because at least I'm in control of it. It'd be a good place to be fast. Or I stand in front of the microwave and I'm like, hurry up. So I understand. But their impatience, they're helping God made a bigger mess. And I understand something about that too. The second thing is when Sarah responds really weird. That's just all there is to it. And Hagar's sent off. She's there and God comes to check on her. And she calls God the God who sees me. And it's an important reminder for us that when we're down and out, when we've been abused, when things are not going our way, God sees that. And God comes to the rescue. And he does for Hagar and Ishmael, and he does for you and me. The third thing is when God comes back 13 years later. 11 years the first one, 13 here, and says, this time next year, Sarah's going to have a son. Sarah's inside and she laughs, and then she lies about it. But the angel of the Lord asks an important question. Is anything too difficult for the Lord? And they've built up in their minds maybe. They're walking by faith, and yet faith is not static. It doesn't stay the same. And so it's either growing or it's declining. We're either making a decision to live in faith, to act by faith, to think by faith, or we're not. And when we're not, it just spirals down. And so Sarah's thinking, look, I'm way past childbearing age, and God hasn't done it yet. So since he hasn't done it yet, he's not going to do it at all. And God says, the angel of the Lord says, is anything too difficult for the Lord? And the answer is no. He will keep his word and nothing's too hard. The creator of all things is able. And so I encourage you to keep reading, share this journey. I hope maybe some of those things will be an encouragement to you today, or you'll remember them. And when you're facing some difficult times, they'll be an encouragement to you then. If you like it, I'd appreciate it if you'd give me a thumbs up and if you'd share it so that more people will join us as we seek to know God and to live with him in a closer, deeper way.